Good morning, second English students. Now we will in the first chapter of the book Indian Mythology. The last topic is going to be coping through myth making. COPING, coping through myth making. If you open at page 56, I think. Yes, 56. We have the topic coping through myth making. Okay, so what is the topic? With this we will wind up chapter 1, and then from chapter 2 onwards we will learn fast. Okay, so what is there in coping through myth making? So actually first chapter is very important, and main ideas of Indian mythology are given here. Okay, so now coping through myth making is see, the first point is, if there is culture, there should be myth. If there is culture, there should be myth. Without myth, there is no civilization. Without myth, there is no civilization. Myth is essential for a civilized life. Myth is essential for a civilized life. They help to understand reality and perfection. They help to understand reality and perfection. Okay. See. So we have culture, we are civilized. Okay. When there is civilization, so Indian civilization, Chinese civilization, Greek civilization, Latin civilization, African civilization, Egyptian civilization, and native civilization, and so likewise we have various cultures in the world. When there is culture, naturally they have their own myths. Okay, that is, they have their own belief, they have their own gods, they have their own rituals. Okay, so when there is culture, when there is civilization, naturally there should be a myth. Okay, so myth making is actually essential for civilized life. If we want to live a civilized life, then naturally we create a myth. Okay, so myth help us to understand the reality and the perfection in life. Okay, so what is sun, what is moon, what is earth, what is there in the underground, what is water. Okay, likewise we want to know the reality, we want to know the truth. Okay, when we understand the myth and when we start to believe in myth, it helps us to understand the reality. Okay, and the perfection in life. Okay, as we understand the reality, we can know the perfection in life. Okay, see, suppose there is a third world war. Okay, so India and Pakistan fight, and India and America fight. Each country fights in their own way. Okay, so now we will be in the situation that we do not know when our house is going to be destroyed. Okay, so we have to move to the another place, and there is no food. Okay, so there is no rules and regulation, and we have to fight. If there is a food in that particular place, we have to fight, and we have to kill each other, and at last I will be able to manage a handful of rice, and with that I do not know how far I can feed my family. Okay, so to get a mere handful of rice, I have to kill people. Okay, for myself and for my family. Okay, even in that situation, I can desert my family. Okay, let my wife in live. I have to survive. So my survival is important. Okay, so if we do in that way, and there is no perfection in life, and we humanity, population of humanity, and we do not have any peace of mind. Now we have a peace of mind. Okay, this house is a safe place. My wife and my family, my parents are my a good person. I have good relationship with them, and they love me. Okay, whether they love the society, whether they worship or not, it doesn't matter. My parents and my wife, my daughter, they truly love me. Okay, so such kind of belief and such kind of faith is developed only. They are all examples of perfection. Okay, they are all examples of perfection. Okay, so I am sitting in the hall in my home, and no one is going to kill me. I strongly believe in it. Okay, so the upper caste, at any time the upper caste people will come and kill me, and at any time Pakistan will shed a bomb at my home, and I may be killed. Likewise, such kind of insecurity I don't have. Okay, so they are all examples of perfection in life. Okay, I am secured. My home is secured. I have no problem. So I think in this way, and therefore this is example of perfection. Of course, there are many imperfections in our life. Okay, so let's say online class itself is imperfection. Okay, so because of pandemic we are insecure. That is the reality. Okay, so we are trying to cope up with the reality. So this COVID is spreading like anything. Okay, so we have to create. We have to cope with reality. So how to cope with COVID-19? That is, this COVID-19 is spreading throughout the world like anything, and people are dying. And how to cope with this reality? Okay, wear mask, follow the rules and regulations. Okay, so maintain a social distance with individual persons. Okay, so as we take vaccine, okay, as we follow the rules and regulations, we cope with reality, we fight with COVID-19, and by that we have a certain perfection. We have a certain perfection, and by that we have a peace of mind. Okay, so therefore myth we have to believe, and myth we have to follow, and they help us to cope with reality and a certain perfection in life. Okay, so by that we can get moksha or spirituality or whatever we want. Okay, so just to cope with the realities, people turn to culture and myth. Okay, just to cope up with the realities, people turn to culture and myth. Okay, so most of the myths, most of the culture say that nature is called as Mother Nature. Most of the culture, most of the myth, the people pray nature, praying air, praying earth, praying water, praying wind. Okay, so this is common in all kinds of civilization, all kinds of myths. Okay, so myths have nothing to do with Islam and Christianity, and Hindu religion is completely based on myth, but Islam and Christianity is not like that. Okay, those religions evolved because myth is not serving its purpose perfectly. So let me create my own religion like that serve Christianity and Islam developed. Okay. So but Hinduism is completely based on myth. Okay. So that we must understand, and disease are in all the myths. Disease are associated with demons, and nature is associated with the mother. Okay. So these are all the common features with all the myths. So in chapter 2, comparing myths. So what are all the common features? What are all the differences between Indian mythology and foreign mythology? That we will study in the next chapter. And diseases are always associated with demon, and they actually the main purpose of following myth is to understand nature. Okay, we have to understand nature. What is nature? What is the earth? What is it? Science is nothing but understanding nature. Okay, so physics, chemistry, botany, zoology. What is there in the nature? What is there in my body? What is there in the cell? What is there in the tissue? What is there in the heart? Okay, what is there in my brain? Okay, they are all science. They are all zoology. And similarly, botany. What is there in the plant? How the wheat is grown? How rice is grown? So everything is science, and science is nothing but understanding nature. Okay. So now there are 3 ways to cope up with nature. Okay, there are 3 ways to cope up with nature. First one is fight, F-I-G-H-T, fight. Second one is flee, F-L-W-E. Third one is freeze, F-R-E-E-Z-T. Okay, so there are 3 ways to cope up with nature. So as I said, we have to understand nature, then only we have to understand nature, we have to understand the reality, then only we will have a peace of mind or attain moksha. So how to do this? Okay, there are 3 ways of coping up with nature. One is fight, second one is flee, and third one is freeze. So these 3 words are basic words. I strongly believe that there is no need for telling the meaning of these 3 words. So the first one is fight, that is fighting with nature. We have to fight with nature. Okay, there are advantages and disadvantages, but let's say from the beginning, all of us, even the science, all the people fight with nature. Okay, but defeating the nature is impossible, 100% impossible. We are all part of nature, and we ourselves is not nature. Therefore, we cannot defeat nature, and it is wrong, and it is a sin to defeat nature. Okay, and even if we try it, and we cannot do it. Okay, but that's how civilization begins. Okay, so there is earthquake, there is tsunami. Okay, we cannot stop it, but we try to tame nature, we fight and defeat nature. Okay, so this is one kind. I will explain further more about fight with nature, and now the next point is flee. Okay, escaping from nature. That is also impossible. But flying away from, we are part of nature, and when we fly away from nature, where can we go? We are in nature, inside nature, and it is impossible to fly away from nature. Okay, so it is a kind of misleading, and flee from nature is developing a thought is nature is beautiful, nature is wonderful. Likewise, we ourselves trying to mislead ourselves. We ourselves trying to mislead ourselves by saying that nature is always beautiful, nature is loving. Okay, so like we ourselves say this. Okay, so this is one kind of misleading. Okay, this is not true. Nature is always not going to be kind. Nature is always not going to show us love and affection. It is not always going to be true. When there is tsunami, when there is earthquake, when there is cyclone, and nature is cunning, and nature is such a violent thing. Okay, but we simply ignore those things, and yes, nature is beautiful, nature is loving, nature is caring. William Wordsworth and most of us ignore the other side of nature. Let's say in Hindu mythology, nature is said to be God, but nature has its own evil form, and we ignore the evil form, and we simply celebrate and worship the beauty of God, the beauty of nature. Okay, so this is also not the proper way to deal with the nature, and but that's how people lived. Okay, so in the first stage they fought with nature, the second stage they flee from nature, and the third one is freeze. Freeze is accepting everything. Accept everything. So that is said to be freeze. Okay, so that is this is a kind of accepting the reality in a perfect way. That is accepting everything. Nature is loving. When we visit a hill station, Ooty or Kodaikanal, you see nature is such so lovely and very beautiful. And okay, yes, nature loves us. Nature is beautiful. Likewise, we can say, and during the night time, we are horrified. We cannot at midnight, 12 o'clock, we cannot enter the forest. It is so horrible. The animals and all the evil things will attack us. We have to accept it. Okay, nature is giving us water, fresh air, and food, and everything is given by nature. But at the same time, the same nature gives us earthquake, tsunami, and cyclone, and even this pandemic, coronavirus. Yes, this is also part of nature. We shall accept. Wholeheartedly we shall accept. Wholeheartedly we shall accept suffering as well as joy. So this is a kind of freeze. This is one kind of coping up with nature. Okay. So we shall accept everything whatever nature gives, whether it is tsunami or earthquake or food or water, air, whatever it may be, we shall accept everything. Okay, so this is said to be free. This is the third way of coping up with nature. So we open at page 58. The table is given from each age how nature is managed by human beings. Okay, so let's say BC 1800 to 800. BC 1800 to 800. Okay, so during that time, people fought with nature by doing yagas. Okay, by doing yagas, YAGAS. So, in Tamil we call it as Yagam Nattara. Okay, so big yaga, conducting big yaga. Okay, yaga Nattara. Sivanukku edhara yaga Nattara. And I want this, I want to conquer the whole nation. Likewise, doing such yagas were performed by Indians during that those time, BC 1800 to BC 800. So, performing such kind of yagas was very popular, individual and huge group of people doing yagas. but actually they are meaningless. But they believed that doing such yagas will help me to do whatever I want. I want to conquer the whole world. I want to conquer the whole. I want more nations. Okay, so therefore, before going to war, we shall do such yaga, and if we do yaga, success will happen. So such kind of belief happened between 1000 BC 1800 to 800. Okay, so see, destroying forest. By destroying forest, I have all the I have all comforts. Okay, by destroying forest, like I construct an amusement park, a mall, and all kinds of entertainment. I enjoy my life, and I see the house is destroying forest and constructing a strong palaces. I am very much secured here. Okay, so they are all examples of fighting with nature. Okay, you see, yes, we have the ability to destroy the whole forest, and when we destroy forest, we do not have, and the oxygen production is stopped, and we don't have oxygen, and we kill ourselves. Okay, so so this is example of fighting with nature. This is not fair, and but in India during that time, they actually they did not destroy forest, but they performed yagas. Okay, and they in which they strongly believed. But that is example of fighting with nature. And second one is flying away from nature. Okay, so this happened BC 800 to AD 800. So this happened between BC 800 to AD 800. So how they flee from nature? That is doing meditation and following dharma. Okay, so okay, I don't want anything. I don't want to earn money. Let me go to forest and let me do meditation. Let me devote myself to God. Devotion, the age of devotion. Okay, I don't want anything. Let me fast. Let me fast and die. Let me fast and die for God. Okay, I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to drink anything. All I will do meditation, and I will simply pray, and then I die. Okay, so this is said to be flying away from nature. Okay, so I mean that is doing dharma, focusing more on dharma, what is right and what is good. That is example of flying away from nature. And 1 second. So this is example of flying away from nature. And third one is freeze, that is accepting everything, and developing higher level of philosophy. Even Buddhism is a kind of accepting everything. Okay, complete devotion and leading a strict life. This is not doing meditation. The only difference between flee from nature and freeze with nature is not performing meditation. Okay, not performing meditation and fasting and die. Okay, eat and you can earn money, and suffering and happiness are both common in life. That is to be. That is example of freezing. Okay, this happened after 800 AD. Okay, so even today, most of us are trying to freeze with nature, but some are trying to fight with nature. Whatever it may be, we have to cope with nature. Okay, we have to cope with nature. These are the three ways. Okay, so the final one is if there is no myth, people will die of no rules. I already gave the example. Okay, if there is no myth, there is no rules in our life, and there is no rules, we will fight with each other and we will die. Okay, and whether nature is living creature or not, it doesn't matter. That we do not know, but we have to understand and communicate with nature. Okay, this important point. Whether nature is a living creature or not, it doesn't matter. But we have to understand and communicate with nature. Absolutely very important, which we have to follow. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu, it doesn't matter, or even an atheist, it doesn't matter. But we have to, all of us should follow this point. And this is my personal point. This point is a secular point. All of us should follow it. So whether nature is a living creature or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, but all of us should understand nature and communicate with nature. Okay, so there is sun god, there is earth god, Bhuma Devi. Okay, there is wind god, Varna Bhagavan. Okay, so there is God Almighty. Okay, God Almighty, Jesus Christ, and God of creation, God of preserver, Vishnu, God of destroyer, Shiva. Whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. But there is a concept called destruction, there is a concept called preservation, there is a concept called creation. Whether the concept of creation, whether the concept is a living creature or not, that we do not know, but there is a concept called creation, there is a concept called preservation, there is a concept called destruction. There is a concept called sun, there is a concept called moon, who is named as Chandran. Okay, but we have to understand the concept, that is the nature. Okay, and we must try to communicate with nature also. So what is nature? What it is trying to convey us? Okay, so that we must understand and communicate with nature. That all of us should do. Whether we believe that in case of Christianity, all the concept of creation, preserver and destroy, three things is done by single God, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is in case of Christianity. But we have to understand that there is a concept called the creation, there is a concept called the preservation, there is a concept called destruction. That we must understand. As a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian, all of us must understand these concepts, that is understanding nature. Whether there is a living creature or superior living creature or not, it doesn't matter. Yes, I believe that there is a superior creature. Let me worship him. That is up to your belief and faith. You have the freedom to worship or not. But all of us must understand the concept of nature, and we have to communicate with nature so that humanity is enhanced. So therefore, myths are needed in life. Myths are needed in life, and we have to follow. We have to follow myth, and those who want to follow myth, we cannot say that you are wrong. Okay, those who want to follow Christianity, yes, Christianity is false, don't follow it. That we cannot say, that we should not say, and we cannot say. Okay, and all we have to do is we should not disturb nature. That we all must do. All of us must not disturb nature. And I also, as a Hindu, I also should not disturb Christians, and you Christians and Muslims also should not disturb Hindus. But all of us should preserve nature, and we should not disturb nature. Okay, so this is the idea, and understanding myth and following myth help us to understand nature in a better way. Okay, so already said in the previous video, the last section of the video, I said science is making the nature as only chemistry and for physics. But definitely beyond the science there is various realities. But to understand those realities, to understand those nature, we have to believe in mythology. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.